Welcome back to another installment on exponents. This time around, we will discuss multiplying exponents. Without further delay, let's get started. If you have 300 times 400 equals 12 times 10 power n, what's the value of n? What you really have to do is convert the 300 and 400 into exponents of 10. Something that involves base 10 exponent. So how do we do that? We can do 10 squared, right? That will give us 100 times 3 for 300. Similarly, 10 power 4 times, actually you can do 10 squared times 4. That's what I meant to say, for 400, right? So if you group the terms together, that'll make us what, 10 power 4 times 12, right? 10 squared times 10 squared is 10 power 4, because a power m times a power n is a power m plus n. That's how I got this term right here, equals 12 times 10 power n, right? 12 and 12 cancels out. If you have a power m equals a power n, then m equals n, right? We rewrite it, m equals n. Therefore, 10 power 4 equals 10 power n implies n equals 4. Okay, let's continue. We have 2 times 10 cubed, 2 times 10 power 6, 2 times 10 power 12. What do you know? What do you see right away in common is the 2. So let's multiply the 2 times 2 times 2. That will be 8 times 10 cubed times 10 power 6 times 10 power 12. Okay. Your best bet would be to just, simplify just the part that contains the exponents. So if you take 10 as a base, that means 3 plus 6 plus 12, right? It will be 8 times 10 power, what is it? 9 plus 12 is 21. So it's 8 times 10 power 20. That's the answer. Okay, let's continue. We have, if 3 power x equals 27, then 2 power 2x is, well, again, the left side is already simplified. You have to simplify the 27 into a format where it has a base of 3. Okay, 27 is nothing but 3 times 3 times 3, which is same as 3 cubed, right? So 3 power x equals 3 cubed, x equals 3, because m power a power m equals a power n implies m equals n. Okay, that's the logic that's been applied here. So we get x equals 3. What is 2 power 2x? That will be 2 power 2 times 3, which is 2 power 6, which I believe is 64. That is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay. 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16 times 2 is 32 times 2 is 64. Okay. Let's continue. We have 8 power x minus 3 equals 16 power 4 minus x. Well, while 8 times 2 is 16, we can't really factor it that way, okay? So which means there is something common between both 8 and 16, and that is 2. Okay, so let's factor both sides in terms of 2. So 8 would be 2 cubed, right? Raised to the power x minus 3. 16 is 2 power 4, 4 minus x. Because 8 can be multiplied by 2 to get 16, you can't really do exponents that way. Okay, you have to have a common base, right? So that means 2 times 3 power x minus 3 equals 2 power 4 times 4 minus x. This is nothing but a power m power n equals a power m times n. So that means the bases are common. So 3x minus 9 equals 16. I just jumped the step, okay? 16 minus 4x. So that'll be 7x equals, I think it's 25. So x equals 25 over 3. I remember very well, this is how this problem wanted the answer. It didn't want you to solve it any further. It just wants you to leave it as a ratio, right? Okay, let's continue. Which of the following is equal to 4 power 10 plus 4 power 10 plus 4 power 10 plus 4 power 10 plus 4 power 11? If you just take 4 power 10 as a common factor, it would leave you with 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4, right? Because there's, if you take 10 out of 11, there's one part that remains, which adds up to 4 plus 4 is 8. So 4 power 10 times 8, right? Can you simplify this any further? Yes, you can. How? Well, 4 is 2 squared, and then it's raised to power 10. 8 is 2 cubed, right? This portion right here, actually, this portion is 2 power 20 times 2 cubed. Since the bases are common, it's 2 times 2, sorry, 2 raised to the power 20 plus 3, it's 2 power 23. Did you see what we did here? This is same as a power m raised to the power n is a power m plus n. So that's how I got the 2 power 20. And here, if a power m times a power n equals a power m plus n, that's what gives you. So you have two logics that you have to apply. And here, I guess, again, if they tell you simplify, which is what this is really telling, and I think I vividly remember this particular problem, the answer choice was 2 power 23 when I solved it, because all of the choices had 2 as a base, okay? You may not know right now when you get to 4 power times 8, this is what you need to do, but when you look at the answer choices, this is what you will see, okay? All right, let's continue. We have 3 plus 3 power n plus 3 equals 81. What is 3 power n plus 2, right? This is nothing but 3 power 1 plus 3 power n plus 3, right? Which is same as, if you take 3 out of the bracket, it'll be 1 plus, I think this would be 3 power n plus 2, I believe, because you've taken 1, equals 81. And 81 times 3, I believe, is 27. So 1 plus 3 power n plus 2 equals 27. So 3 power n plus 2 is 26. And that's it, because that's precisely what we want. Let's actually step back and figure out what it is that we did in this step right here. Okay, we have 3, which we wrote it as 3 power 1. You don't have to do that. Doing that also doesn't really necessarily change anything. But 3 power n plus 3 can be written as 3 power n times 3 power 3, right? Does that seem to make sense? Okay. If you take 3 out of the bracket, that means it's 1 plus 3 power n times 3 power 2, right? You've taken 3 out of the picture, right? That's why I had that 1, so it gives you the agreement. So now again, we have 2 common bases. So it's a power m times a power n is a power m plus n, so 3 power n plus 2. So that's how I got this. So this is these 2 steps I have included here. Let's continue. This will be the end of this video. There's 2 problems still left in this video. I think this is a 4 or 5 part series. So without further delay, let's finish these 2 problems up. So if f of x equals 2 minus x raised to the power x over 3 and 4 power n equals f of 10, what's the value of 10? Well, what's the value of n? This problem might seem complicated, but we've already done enough problems on functions, so you should have no problem doing at least part 1 of the problem. Once you complete part 1, part 2 would seem obvious, and you can actually visualize part 2 only when you solve part 1. So to do part 1, we know f of 10, right? We know a function, which is f of x equals 2 minus x raised to the power x over 3. And we want to know what is f of 10, which would be 2 minus 10 raised to the power 10. That's what we have, right? For a novice that's learning these concepts, it seems quite obvious they would find it difficult. Okay, so here's how you do it. But let's actually simplify what's inside the bracket first, so that it leads to minus 8 raised to the power 10 to the 3. If you have a power m over n, this is what you have, then this literally means whatever be the square root of whatever is the denominator, that becomes the square root of a, and whatever is in the numerator becomes the power. Okay, so if I have 2 or say 16 power 3 over 2, okay, that means 16 goes inside the bracket and 2 becomes a square root. Okay, which you don't have to say square root means 2, but that's really what, so 2 becomes a square root. If it is cubed, then you have to specify the 3, but you don't have to, and then you raise it to power 3. Square root of 16 is 4, so 4 cubed is whatever, it's 64, right? That's the logic we're going to take here. Okay, so let's do this. So negative 8, as I said, the 3 becomes the cube root, and then the 10 goes to the power, right? That's equal to 4 power n, right? Now, if you think about it, okay, negative 8 is same as negative, 8 is, negative 2 cube is negative 8, right? Right? So that means if you take what I'm trying to say here is you can rewrite, let me rewrite this portion right here before I even venture into the left side. Okay, I got lapse for us just a second. So you have this, you can write this as negative 2 cubed raised to the power 10, right? Right, which becomes negative 2 power 10, right? Because these two cancel out. Okay, nothing happens to the negative 2. That stays as it is. Now let's go to this side. Let's go to the left side. How can we simplify? Keep in mind there's a negative here, so you have to write 4 as a way that it accounts for the negative. So if I write it as negative 2 squared raised to the power n. Okay, any number, if it's negative or positive, if it's raised to an even power, it's going to get positive, right? So this becomes negative 2 raised to the power 2n, right? Why do we have to go through this difficulty? Why can't we just write it as 2 squared power n? You could, but then you run into this difficulty with the negative. Because it's an even power, you have the luxury to include the negative here. Okay, so this won't work, this will work. We have two terms. We have this, we have this. Let's equate it. So negative 2 raised to the power 2n equals negative 2 raised to the power 10. The bases are the same. So 2n equals 10, n equals 5. This problem requires a certain level of understanding of exponents, and you also need to know how to factor numbers within a square root. So I've explained everything. Just go over it one more time. You can rewind it where you don't see my solution and see if you understood it. If you understood it, you should be able to solve and look through my solution and know that you got it right. Okay, let's solve the last problem. I'm just going to draw a line here so I don't mix the solution from here. So we have 2 power n. So these two terms, I guess what you could really do is just bring them all to one side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it because it's equal, right? And it's exponent. So you can actually, or you can do one thing. Let's actually do it this way. Let's just solve this side first. We have 2 power negative n equals 4 can be written as 2 squared power negative n, right? And 2 cubed power negative n, right? I'm just doing the right side. And I'm going to do the same for the left side. So 2 power n. There's more than one way to do it. I was initially thinking of doing it one way, and then I changed my mind because the method I'm just showing you right now, it's way, way simple, okay? So 2 cubed power n and that times 16, right? This is same as 2 power negative n times 2 power negative 2n, 2 power negative, what is it, 8n? No, negative 3n, right? This is equal to 2 power n times 2 cubed, sorry, 2 power 2n times 2 power 3n times 16, right? Let's not worry about the 16 for now, okay? Let's just get rid of the 16 to one side, okay? What does that mean? If you have a power m equals a power n, okay? That means 2 power n equals 2. I guess you can do this now. Still, let's do one more thing. Negative n minus 2n minus 3n. So this will be 2 power negative and 5n 6n, right? So that side is also 2 power plus 6n times 16, right? So if you bring 2 plus 6n, now you see how simple it is. It's literally just, it's going to cancel out, right? Why? Because if you bring it to this side, right? Because it's an exponent, right? Because it's multiplied, you can't subtract it. So 16 equals 2 power negative 6n divided by 2 power negative 6n, right? So that will be 2 power negative 6n times 2 power plus 6n, right? Right? So this is 0, right? If you add these two, it becomes 0, right? What I did is I divided this, right? Oh, sorry, this should be plus. Made a mistake. Just divide. So when it comes to the numerator, so it'll be 2 power negative 12n. That's equal to 16, right? How do you write 16? 16 can be written as, so let's keep writing, equals 2 power 4, right? So the bases are same. So 4 equals negative 12n. N equals, what is it? 4 over negative 12, which is negative 1/3. I apologize if it's cramped for space, and you can, I'm sure you can still see through. So let's go ahead and draw a line here because this is not part of this problem. This is a lengthy problem, and as I think I think I underestimated just how many steps it will take. I thought it's going to be a straight. Maybe it is. If I do it for myself, I could have imagined a few things in my brain. I wouldn't show, which would save me time and did the problem even faster. But I'm trying to teach people that are having difficulties. So it may seem like it's a long problem. Maybe it is, but actually it's much easier. Okay. So if once you understand all the steps, it is a very, very easier problem. So thank you for watching. Consider subscribing to my channel for more content on SAT and ACT math problems. Share the video with your family and friends, and I'll see you with another video on multiplying exponents. Until then, goodbye.